I went downstairs and his face was covered in blood.
Do you know what they were hitting him with?
A gun.
The desperate search for a husband and father.
I think you know exactly who did this, and I think you're scared.
And the investigation that leads to an unthinkable conclusion.
Chris Durant calls dispatch, and that turns out to be an important moment right there.
Behind every viral video and every perfectly filtered post, there's sometimes a story far darker than anything a camera can capture, and few cases prove that more chillingly than the story of Samantha Wolford, a Texas mother of 5 who dreamed of becoming a YouTube star and ended up masterminding one of the most disturbing murder plots in recent memory. It began in the early hours of February 20th, 2015.
True crime cases. What starts out as a terrifying home invasion turns into something else entirely.
Titus County 911, what's your emergency?
I have a home invasion. My niece is tied up.
She's tied up.
She is tied up and gagged.
It's February 20th, 2015 in Titus County, Texas. Ginger Kesterson is on the phone with police, explaining that someone broke into the home of her niece.
I am untying her. I can't get to the door.
What is the victim's name?
Samantha Wolford.
According to Wolford, she managed to break free from her restraints and call her mom, who then contacted Kesterson to come to the house. During the attack, her 5 children were all asleep. However, as for her husband, the father of 3 of those kids, Ernie Ibarra Jr., he's nowhere in sight.
She's saying that they hit her husband in the face about 5 times and drug him out.
Police quickly arrive on the scene.
A panicked call came into dispatch in Titus County, Texas. A woman claiming that masked intruders had broken into her home, tied her up, and dragged her husband out into the night while their 5 children slept upstairs, unaware that anything was wrong. The caller was Ginger Kesterson, the aunt of Samantha Wolford, rushing to the house after Samantha's mother alerted her that something terrible had happened. When deputies arrived, they found Samantha shaken, her wrists marked from restraints, insisting that a group of masked men dressed head to toe in black had stormed the house.
So walk me through what happened.
I don't honestly know what happened.
Okay.
I was in bed asleep,
Okay.
and we heard a noise, and the second I was able to open my eyes, somebody grabbed me and jerked me out of the bed and slammed me down on the ground and started tying me up.
Didn't recognize anything about...
They had black masks on, black shirts, black pants. Every inch of skin was covered.
Home invasions are rare among average people because of the fact
beaten
that
her husband, Ernie Ibarra Jr., in front of her and then vanished with him into the darkness. She described the assailants taunting Ernie, telling him he didn't deserve a woman like her. While
they dragged me downstairs because they had him downstairs and they were separating us. I went downstairs and his face was covered in blood.
Do you know what they were hitting him with?
A gun.
At one point, Samantha says they bring her downstairs and have her stand in front of him while they say, "How can you not appreciate what you have here? You have this beautiful woman here. How can you not appreciate this? How could he treat her so badly?" That they exposed her and they used her to taunt him while they continued to beat him.
Pistol, whipping him so violently that blood covered his face. It was a terrifying story, the kind that makes an entire community lock its doors at night, but almost immediately, something about it didn't sit right with investigators. There was no forced entry. Nothing had been stolen. 5 children had somehow slept through an entire home invasion without waking up. The restraints on Samantha's wrists were so flimsy that responding officers privately doubted she could have struggled the way she described, and there simply wasn't enough blood at the scene to match a beating as brutal as the one she claimed to have witnessed. And for a woman who said she'd just been through unimaginable violence, one detail stood out above all the rest. Instead of calling 911 first, Samantha claimed she'd used her face to unlock her phone and
work to check out this lead. They notice that some things are off.
I'm not really seeing a whole lot of blood, though, for somebody that was pistol whipped.
The scene's not really making sense with what she's telling me.
No. Everybody's wearing all black. Black shoes, no identifying marks on them.
There's also the matter of a bound Wolford calling her mom.
My mother was the first number on my call list. I just used my face. And
So instead of calling 911 for help, you called your mother?
how do you press 911 with your face?
Well, how did you dial your mother with your face?
I didn't dial my mother. I just pushed the first thing that was on there. It had just happened to be my mom.
I think you know exactly who did this. I think the story's made up about the your daddy, his daddy, and stuff like that. And I think you know exactly who did this, and I think you're scared.
Samantha sees herself as an actress, but I think that she exaggerates her own abilities, and investigators really see right through her.
Accidentally called her mother instead of emergency services. Detectives weren't buying it. Samantha and Ernie had met at a tattoo shop back in 2008, and their relationship had followed a familiar, difficult pattern, Ernie working multiple jobs to keep the family afloat, while Samantha, already a mother of two from a previous relationship, spent her days chasing a different kind of life.
Why would someone attack this couple? And where exactly is Ernie? Let's take a step back. After meeting in a tattoo shop in 2008, Samantha and Ernie began dating. Samantha, already a mother of two, ends up having 3 more children with Ernie, and the pair wed in 2014. Yet things between the two weren't picture perfect.
I don't think that they had a very good relationship. It looked to me like he was doing everything he could to keep the family financially afloat. He was working 2 jobs. She was not working.
So what was she doing?
I've always wanted to be an actress. I think it is so much fun. One of the most amazing forms of art ever, to be able to express yourself that way.
Wolford spent her days posting numerous videos on her own YouTube channel.
When you first saw the YouTube videos, it was more like, personable, and she was trying to do how-to types of videos.
Hey guys, I'm doing a makeup tutorial today. It's my first one, so don't be too harsh.
But as time went on, you saw her videos become much more...
One built around a camera and a growing YouTube channel. What started as harmless beauty tutorials and lifestyle videos slowly morphed into something else entirely raw, oversharing rants about her marriage, her frustrations, her complaints about the men in her life, and her fantasies of becoming a real star. Friends and family later described her obsession with the platform as all-consuming, a hunger for attention and validation that left her husband feeling forgotten in his own home.
Much more darker, much more complaining about her relationship, really putting her personal life on Front Street.
Hey YouTubers! Today a lot of shit pissed me off, so you guys get to listen to it.
His dad's not having a whole lot to do with this pregnancy, and that sucks. I'm kind of screwed as far as dating goes because I date losers.
I think that Samantha had this perception that other people really cared about her life, and she fed into that perception. I think this was a source of excitement for her, and she wanted attention. The problem is that this really developed into this kind of tunnel vision for her. It was her only focus, and her family was really left to the wayside.
What do you think of me making YouTube videos? Well, I guess I don't mind. Takes up a lot of time.
This desire for Samantha to become a YouTube star or some kind of influencer really started to impact the relationship between her and Ernie. And Ernie felt a little bit forgotten.
Not gonna light a cigarette?
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Because you got that fucking iPad in your hands.
Where?
At least you're paying attention.
Reduced to a supporting character in the story she was building online. As detectives dug deeper into her account of the attack, cracks began to show almost immediately. Samantha initially told police the intruders had mentioned something about Ernie's father, claiming they were...
Did you hear him say anything else besides what you told us?
They said that it was because of his dad. And
Because of his dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
They said his dad narked on someone and got their man thrown behind bars. And now they were taking revenge and taking someone from him.
Could Ernie's father somehow be mixed up in all of this? As Wolford later tells detectives, she thinks he just might be.
His dad has a problem with getting involved in things that he don't need to be getting involved with.
Such as?
Drugs.
As law enforcement work to check out this lead, they notice that some things are off.
I'm not really seeing a whole lot of blood, though, for somebody that was pistol whipped.
The scene's not really making sense of what she's telling me.
No. Everybody's wearing all black. Black shoes, no identifying marks on them.
Taking revenge because his dad had snitched on someone and gotten them locked up over drugs. But when that lead fizzled out, her story shifted and shifted again, each version slightly different from the last, a red flag any seasoned investigator knows to watch for, because the truth doesn't change with every retelling. Eventually, under mounting pressure in the interrogation room, with detectives telling her flatly that they believed she knew exactly who was responsible, Samantha admitted there might be another explanation. She revealed that she had once vented to a friend's boyfriend.
Right through her.
The only other thing.
Okay, see, I knew. You know, Sam, you know I'm not here lying to you. You know I know.
The only other thing I know, and I don't even know if I know,
okay,
but it's a suspicion.
Okay.
I've been up at the hospital with my friend Charlotte.
Okay.
And she's got a guy there, and I swear to God, I cannot go up there that I said any of this.
Okay.
Because they have a lot of friends around here, and my life will be in a lot of danger.
Okay.
I have a problem with talking to my friends about our problem.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets to talking about how a man shouldn't treat a woman that way and how you don't do those things to a person.
Okay.
And he's going to deal with the situation.
Okay.
I didn't take him seriously.
Okay, you see, Sam, you know who did this. Okay, who is this guy?
His name's John.
John who?
His Facebook is Rebel, John Rebel.
A man named Jonathan Sanford, about how badly Ernie treated her and the kids, and that Sanford had cryptically told her he was going to deal with it. At the time, she claimed she hadn't taken him seriously, insisting she'd laughed it off as an empty threat. Detectives quickly discovered that Sanford was no stranger to violence, having recently been released from prison after molesting his young cousin, and they wasted no time bringing him in for questioning, along with his brother-in-law, Jose Antonio Pan, and a third man Sanford had recruited for the job, a former military service member turned.
Had recently been released from prison for molesting his cousin. Starting in junior high, he enjoyed, shaking kids down for lunch money. He's just that kind of guy. And he's really unapologetic about anything he did, illegal, wrong, immoral.
Police quickly arrest Sanford as well as his brother-in-law, Jose Antonio Ponce.
Jonathan Sanford and Jose Ponce were arrested the following morning, and they were arrested because of information that Samantha finally disclosed to law enforcement. She had previously described that there were 3 of them, so I think law enforcement believed that there was at least one more person involved.
Police also apprehend Octavius Lamar Rhymes, who Sanford enlisted for the attack on Ernie.
Octavius Rhymes was from the nearby town of Pittsburgh. He had been in the military. He was using drugs, methamphetamine specifically. He wasn't doing anything productive, and that's kind of what put him in this situation. Pretty quickly after the sheriff's department detained and arrested Jose Ponce and Jonathan Sanford, those 2 individuals talked.
Sanford decides to open up to police and explains how and why.
Amphetamine user named Octavius Lamar Reyes, who investigators believe was pulled into the plan simply because he needed the money and the drugs. Confronted by police, Sanford cracked almost immediately, and what he described was
why they attacked Ernie.
Samantha talking about her relationship with me and Jay and my sister-in-law and all that, and me trying to talk to her and help her out and all that because she seems like a good person to me. She was explaining to me how he treats the kids and all that. If I ever see it, or if I happen to be around, or if I ever see her with bruises or the kids with bruises, so yeah, I said I'd whoop his ass. I did say I'd hospitalize him. I'm gonna put you down and make sure you can't come back up and whoop my ass as I'm walking away.
It's almost like his attitude was, well, you caught me.
More horrifying than anyone had imagined. He admitted that after hearing about the alleged abuse, he decided to take matters into his own hands, breaking into the home with Pan and Reyes, staging the fake home invasion, and dragging Ernie out into the woods barefoot and half-conscious. Sanford said his original plan had been to shoot Ernie, then changed his mind and decided to slit his throat instead. But before he could act, Pon pulled the trigger and killed him where he
You
stood.
caught me, so I'm just going to lay it out there for you.
Sanford recounts that after kidnapping Ibarra, they took him to the woods and killed him.
So Jonathan Sanford led the sheriff to where the body was. Sanford, Ponce, and Rhymes had taken Ernie to a remote location. They walked Ernie through the woods. He was just in his boxers. He's been beaten to the point where he's just moving. He's not really, I don't think, coherent anymore. Jonathan Sanford had told us that his plan was initially to shoot Ernie, and then he decided not to, that he would slit his throat. And then before he had a chance to do that, Ponce shot him.
Definitely did. Okay, what we need to do now? Oh yeah, he's dead. He's not gonna be alive.
Jonathan Sanford said that he wasn't expecting Ponce to do that. He lifted up Ernie, saw that he was dead, and said something to the effect of "game over," and then they left.
Ernie Ibarra is found dead, and the killers are apprehended. You might think the case is closed. Not quite.
We're going to be, checking your phone records for the last few months. Anybody that's involved in this and not connected to your phone?
No.
Okay. You're sure about that?
Yeah.
When we return.
Look me in the face. I need to know
Later
the truth.
remarking that the game was over, Sanford led investigators straight to Ernie's body, dumped in a remote wooded area, finally ending the desperate search for the missing husband and father in the worst way possible. With 3 men now in custody and a confession on the table, it would have been easy to assume the case was closed, but investigators weren't finished because the evidence at the scene of the staged home invasion still didn't add up, and Samantha's story kept unraveling under the weight of her own inconsistencies. The turning point came when,